Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ira from SPT2. Today, I'm going to talk about the concept of total quality management, which is known as TQM, and quality management system, which is QMS, followed by key concept of TQM, and lastly, the principle of TQM and QMS. So, what is total quality management? Well, total quality management is the approach to long-term of success through customer satisfaction, also known as the need for company as role of better quality in meeting the customer's need and expectation at every stage of production and interaction with customers. So what is exactly TQM stands for? Well, total means the involvement and input of everyone in the organization, top management, to its employee. Quality is for fully meeting customers' need and requirement all the time. Lastly, management, which means why we act and operate our policies, including our training and instruction to all our employees. So next is the key concept of total quality management. So first one is teamwork and quality chain. Second is effective communication. Next is customer satisfaction, which functions like total experience with organization. It's a physiological state. Example of satisfaction is like quality, value, and timeliness. Next is the satisfaction of supplier. We have two types, which is external and internal. External is satisfy external suppliers by giving clear instruction, requirement, and paying them fairly on time. Internal suppliers is like keep the workers happy by praising them and giving them a good pay. Lastly is continuous improvement. Continuous improvement is for requires company continually strive to be better through learning and problem solving. There are two approaches that help companies with continuous improvement, which is PDSA. PDSA stands for Plan, Do, Study, Act, and Benchmark. Next, we move on to the meaning of quality management system. So, quality management system is the composed of organization policies, procedures, plan, resources, processes, and delineation of responsibility and authority. So, the main aim of QMS is achieving the product and service quality level consistent with the customer's satisfaction and organization's objective. So, how do we know that whether the organization work and whether the quality is managed is when all those policies, procedures, plan, and so forth are taken together. So it is also known as the collection of business processes focused on consistently meeting customers' requirement and enhancing their satisfaction. Right, the last part is the principles of total quality management and quality management system. So basically, when I go through it, I found that most of the principles are alike, which is the same. Right, now we'll go through one by one. First of all, process of approach. Process of approach by recognizing the things that accomplish as a result of process. Next is customer focus, whereby company must place the customer at the center of their attention in order to understand their needs so that they can make or exceed their expectation. Next is factual approach to decision making. Is the merge decision must only based on accurate, relevant, reliable data and also true informations. Next is continual improvement, which means by creating a culture of continuous improvement for zero defect, zero error, and zero accident. Next is involvement of people, by creating environment without fear that encourage every employee and involvement and the achievement of organization's objective. Next is strategic and systematic approach to management, which a company's strategic plan must have an incorporate quality as it is the core component of a company. On the other side, the integrate organization system, which is in TQM. It happens when a company's internal and external factors are successfully meshed. Next is leadership in QMS. Leadership by establishing an united purpose and organization, a direction where the members and organization can achieve the goal or aim. Lastly, mutually beneficial supplier relationship in QMS, whereby the company and supplier can benefit from one another, resources and know-how resulting in value for.
In my part, I will talking about the relationship of TQM with ISO. There are similarities and differences between the both. The similarities between the both are: number one, both are based on PDCA concept. PDCA is an iterative four-step management method used in businesses for the control and continuous improvement of processes and products. Number two, both take into account continual improvement concept. Number three, both aim at customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction is a measure of how products and services supplied by a company meet or surpass customer expectation. Number four, after completing both the certificate is received. Number five, both call for employee involvement. The differences between the both. Number one, ISO can be achieved by organization only, whereas TQM can be achieved by organization and individuals as well. Number two, TQM takes into account policy deployment methodology, while ISO doesn't take into account. Number three, there is class-wise standard for ISO, whereas there is no standard for TQM. They are just guidelines. Number four, number of the main price organization is very less compared to ISO certified organization. Number five, ISO may not take into account all the function in organization, whereas TQM concept call for quality in all functions departments. Number six, in ISO, one manual might serve the purpose, but TQM will ask for a write up called DTQMP, description of TQM practices of every function. Lastly, ISO majorly talks about system adherence, and TQM talks about cultural change in an organization.
My name is Maithili from SPT2. Let me continue with the difference between QMS and TQM. These two can be differentiated by 5: description, characteristic, driving focus, target, and culture. TQM is a strategy of constant improvement of all company activities are involved, while QMS is a norm assuring customers that the company can reach the guaranteed quality level. The characteristic of TQM is comparable approach including all company activities and employees, while QMS is a methodologically approach to quality. The driving focus for TQM is people and QMS is procedures. The target of the TQM is to constantly improve quality and satisfy customers' needs, whereas QMS is to get certificate and compliance with specification. The last one is a culture of TQM. Quality assurance, a competitive advantage only when every employee is involved, whereas to QMS is to hold a frame to written procedures and the observations. While the QMS models are currently very popular in small and medium-sized companies, the TQM models are implemented in large transnational corporates. Auditing and certification companies have understandably attempt to introduce TQM into small companies. If there is a property implemented and observe QMS model, it is usually sufficient for smaller companies. On the other hand, QMS is practically unusable for large multinational companies because they are created their own system that fit their corporate culture, vision and mission while respecting geographical difference. Here is show the key principles of TQM and QMS. Focus on customers. Both have QMS and TQM. Providing strong leadership is the principle of QMS, whereas for TQM doesn't have this characteristic. We can see that integrated organization system is only for the TQM because it's one of the principles of TQM. The last one is recognize that supplier relations are mutually beneficial. Is one of the principle of QMS. That's all. Thank you.
We will look into the application of ISO standards. ISO is a family of standards and guidelines related to the quality management system, QMS. It sets the requirement for the assurance of quality and for management's involvement. ISO has published many ISO standards for standard development. One of the ISO standards is the ISO 13485. It is an internationally agreed standard that sets out the requirement for a quality management system specific to the medical devices industry. It is designed to be used by organizations throughout the life cycle of a medical device, from initial conception to production and post-production, including final decommissionation and disposal. ISO 13485 helps an organization design a quality management system that establishes and maintains the effectiveness of its processes. ISO 13485 enables an organization to consistently provide safe and effective medical devices and fulfill customer and regulatory requirements. It is also flexible enough to meet the individual needs of different types of medical devices organization. It also covers the aspects such as storage, distribution, installation and servicing, and the provision of associated services. Application of ISO standards to current operational scenario at a specific organization. Meditop Corporation is one of the medical device manufacturer. It has received ISO 13485 certification in 2002, which assures the quality management system of international caliber. The manufacturing operations have been designed so as to be capable of flexibility, adapting to production improvement and changes in specification. It has manufactured many medical devices such as extension tube, scalp vein set, infusion set, IV catheters, urinary bags, and suction catheters. ISO standards are applied in the throughout process on manufacturing the medical devices. Basic research and development in a broad array of fields are carried out to create the medical devices. ISO 13485 focus most heavily on the needs of users and patients. Regulations are reviewed to fulfill the requirement throughout the design process. The usability, use of standards, or more robust planning for the verification, validation, transfer and record maintenance of the design and development activities were taken into consideration in the design and development of medical devices.